D&D books.
Nice.
Yeah, it got me Endless Quest, Escape the Underdark for Fighter, and Into the Jungle for Cleric.
Nice.
Yep. Never played a Cleric, but hey, might play one in the future. You never know.
We waiting for people to show up or what?
No, I'm getting stuff up right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, I already know playing something show today because.
Yeah, I'm just literally finishing up on my side of things.
Mm-hmm.
Because everyone that's going to be here is probably here already. The only person that might show up later is Cal, but that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Pink is not available today. Work-related stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not much we can do about it, sadly.
Yeah, he's missing all the fun and interesting parts, but hey.
I mean, it's not. I mean, he can't do anything about it, so.
Yeah, of course he can't. It's understandable.
That honestly sounded like you said you can't. He can.
Nah.
It's on my side. It's what it sounded like. To be fair.
Yeah, I mean, understandable. Sometimes I do mix up my words, and sometimes I always just stutter most of the time, so that's kind of annoying.
I get the video up on my side, YouTube, so I can keep an eye on the comments and whatnot. All right, there we go. That up and done. Cool. So let's get started, shall we? So, trying to remember everything that happened last week. I've been pretty busy this week, so last week on Judgement of Bosmia, one part of the party had split back off to dang it, I keep getting back to the town that they had pretty much started their adventure from, and they ended up checking up on Sarvati, seeing how she's doing, talking to the priestess, about what all happened while they were gone, what happened to Sarvati, and just overall just explaining the situation. While that was going on, Artorias and Cal had gone to the north on their own separate mission. Unfortunately, though, what they didn't expect to happen was to run into a group of I think I actually made it obvious, is that it was a group of Atar cultists that were very much racist towards the Bosmians, as our friend Artorias had found out very quickly. The fight was rough, and the fight was rough, but unfortunately, our heroes were unable to succeed against the very obvious barbarian centaur that had decided to put them in their place. Though the fight was close, Artorias had gone down several times due to the racism of this centaur, and ended up actually taking an injury to one of his eyes, as he has now lost that eye, causing him to have issues with his sight. And that's where we left off last. Other than our group that was in the city, they had effectively a drinking contest, which actually backfired on Braybar. He tried spiking the drinks, but unfortunately, it worked very poorly in his favor.
Interestingly enough, he was the only one to go unconscious.
And also the effects of the actual mushrooms happen. Or whatever he wants it to be. Technically, he called it spice, but I'm like, okay. Anyways. So. I think the last...
Party, huh?
What's up?
That's a terrible thing just seem to happen to our party, doesn't it?
I mean...
Rest of 17, that was just me missing. Well, not missing, more like, wait, am I missing? I don't know.
Sorority is not missing, if that's what you were trying to say.
No, I'm talking about my eye.
Well, yeah, your eye is missing.
So it's basically destroyed. Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, it effectively, I think what happened was that it got zapped by the lightning he had.
Yeah, I don't think I could fix that.
That's gonna cost a lot.
It could be fixed by magic, but it is a very severe kind of magic it would need to have happen. I believe it'd be something like... I think it'd be at minimum like a spell like regeneration or something like that.
Nope. At least I get a cool score out of it, I hope.
Maybe. I'll figure it out. So, yeah.
It'll be a funny story to tell.
You're gonna try to exaggerate it, aren't you?
Probably.
I mean, I don't blame you, but at the same time, like, you know...
Well, I mean, it's not like a lot of people are out there just begging to hear a story about someone surviving about a racist cultist trying to kill them.
Hey, man. How many people are going to believe you, though?
I don't know. I'm going to tell them I got jumped by 10 guys. Something like that.
Holy.
Maybe worse, 10 giants. You never know.
Boy. Don't make me have to put the DM hand out and say, "Nah, I'm gonna make sure that you don't."
Make it backfire on me and make me incredibly embarrassed later.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. I'd laugh at it anyways.
Either way.
I've had several mountain incidents already. What's to add a few more, huh?
Meh. You'll live.
Of course I'll live. Hopefully.
Maybe.
We will see.
It depends on dice rolls, to be fair.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, first off, I need my dice tray. That's important. Okay, so yoink. I'm gonna check a few things right quick. Okay. Interesting. I'm on time. Fortunate. Oh well. Alright, so let's see. Who do I want to start with? I think I'll start with you guys. Alright, so Cal, Artorias. I want you to do just straight D20 rolls, both of you. I want to see something.
Here we go again.
No, it's not bad. I just want to see. This is literally just seeing who wakes up when.
So see who wakes up first?
Kinda. I just want to see who wakes up first. So it's not even a constitution. I just want to see a straight D20.
Well, yeah, that's what I figured.
Oh.
14.
Okay. Cal? If he doesn't respond to, so I'll roll for him.
He's typing.
He's typing.
Yeah, I see the typing. I meant more like if he doesn't roll.
He's opening D&D Beyond. Give him a second.
While he's doing that, I'm going to check one other thing. Yeah, okay. Wait, actually, if you guys are in that, let me check. Okay, Artorias, that's that. Cal, that's that. Cool. Good to know. All right, well, Cal, you're opening D&D Beyond. I'll go on and roll for you for the straight D20. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Go ahead and keep on working on getting D&D Beyond up. For now, so, Artorias, you are going to be the first to wake up.
Sweet.
Okay. Did say you guys get a long rest, seems so. Which, by the way, Cal, just to make sure you did get a long rest, that means you can change your spells. So don't forget that. During long rest, you guys could change your spells that you have prepared / learned, whatever kind of thing.
Yeah, we both all basically gonna be useless against the barbarian.
Oh.
Kinda. I did most of the damage, but you could do much more with magic.
Yeah, indeed. Barbarians are meant to be good against magic. They're meant to be good against physical. So...
That's why he basically railed me last time. Like, fuck. Didn't let me rest, man.
Yeah, barbarians are not
up.
something you care to go toe-to-toe with physically. Barbarians
I
are built to
figured that out now.
Barbarians are very much tough, little sons of guns.
Should have gone with that Eldritch Knight.
Instead,
I wanted to see.
If it makes sense for your character, then it makes sense for your character. Anyways.
Oh, yeah.
So, Artorias, you would probably be the first to wake up. As for when you're starting to come to, I think the first thing that you would probably hear would be dripping water. You wouldn't actually be, your eyes wouldn't be open quite yet. You would hear probably the noise of dripping water.
Eyes and I quote.
And, well, it was more...
Technically eye, but yeah.
Well, if you listen closely, you could tell that the sound kind of echoes throughout wherever you are at. So wherever you're at definitely has a bit of an echo to it. Very hollowed out, like sounding like ghost location kind of thing.
Oh god, it's a dungeon. Probably.
Maybe. But I will say it probably is a dungeon considering. Because as you open your eyes, you realize that you can only see out through one of your eyes. I don't remember when exactly you lost the eye in the fight. So I'm going to say you lost it like right as you were knocked unconscious. So I don't think you necessarily know that you lost your eye yet.
Mm-hmm.
So you can only see through one eye. What's your first reaction?
Well, not that surprising. I mean, I guess I would be, a little shocked that I can only see through one eye. But other than that, I'll get used to it rather quickly.
Surprising, considering all things. Most people will probably freak the hell out about losing an eye. Especially if it's causing them pain.
Oh, wait, I'm in pain? Damn.
Probably. You lost an eye, dude. Yeah. That's not a small injury.
Oh, definitely. But it's been like hours since I've been passed out.
Yeah, that's still... Dude, have you had a headache before? And went to sleep with one and still woke up with one?
Yes.
Exactly.
Sounds about right.
Like, I don't know. I've never lost an eye, but I could definitely guarantee it's a painful experience.
I would not doubt it.
Yeah, no. The Centaur did not get painkillers. Maybe you, Cal, but not the Artorias.
Oh, yeah, I figured. I'm pretty sure they didn't even bother bandaging up my eye or anything. Just left me there.
Probably didn't.
No, probably not. Actually, there is one thing I want to check. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, actually. So yeah, what do you do? You're just kind of sitting. You can definitely tell you're sitting in like some kind of chair. What do you try to do?
Well, first I'm gonna check to see if I'm at all restrained. Like see if I'm.
You are.
I have my. Yeah,
You
figured.
are restrained by what feels like cold metal on your arms, and your legs are bound to the chairs by shackles. The chair in
Yeah, not
itself is a steel chair.
steel chair.
Yeah, no,
That's
I'm not making it easy for you to get out. No.
Yeah, no, I figured I could have just tipped over the chair and broke it if it was a wooden chair, but nope.
Nope, nope, nope.
Ain't gonna be that easy.
They may be cultists, but they ain't dumb.
I hope they would.
To be fair, like, just because they're a bunch of racist assholes does not mean necessarily they're dumb.
Yep, they seem to know what they're doing. The guards.
They're
don't,
dumb in a
uh,
certain sense, but they're not dumb in that instance, kind of thing. Like they're dumb in the sense of like they're racist assholes. They're dumb, but they're
Yeah,
not. They're
definitely.
intelligent enough to know like, wouldn't chair easy to break? No, that's bad.
They're smart enough to understand not to let people escape, but dumb enough to underestimate their enemies if they're a specific race.
Well, I think the centaur did more of just because out of pride, but at the same time, he still did kick both your butts.
Oh yeah, definitely. Him and his good rolls. Dice gods being on his side.
Hey man, I can't do anything about that.
I know you can't. That's the fun part about it.
It made more
It's not-
sense, but at the same time,
definitely.
like to be fair, I'm not gonna lie. There was more to that entire instance than you realize. I won't say
Oh
more.
my god, character driven.
Well, I'm not gonna say more because like you guys will never know.
Well, unless we figure it out, but yeah.
Well, so yeah.
Well, I obviously can't do much bound to a metal chair.
So
metal
as you're
chain.
shifting, I will say, as you're shifting around, you feel some cloth over your face. You feel it over the eye, like over the side of your face that the eye was lost.
Mm.
So
It seems like someone was at least pitied me enough to give me some form of, medical attention.
interesting. Just said,
Yeah.
I got a fun idea.
Oh god.
I'm gonna save it for later. Oh, okay, sure. I'm interested in this. But for now, so yeah. You look around, Artarius, you can definitely see, like, if you look around, give me a perception check with disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you a certain amount of detail, but depending on your role, it will determine how much I give you.
Watch be in that one, like usual. Come on. Alright. That's an 11. Ah, fuck. That's persuasion. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take the obvious 12.
Okay. That's still not bad, considering.
It's not bad, yeah.
I was expecting
Could've
lower,
gone with-
honestly.
I was expecting much lower too. I'm
Okay,
quite glad I
so-
got something.
That's your sight-based perception. Give me a singular perception roll. This will be based on your hearing.
Am I hearing? Alright.
Yeah, so this will not be a disadvantage. This will be just straight.
Again, not bad.
Okay. So, from what you can see, you can definitely see that if you look off to your, essentially, if you're facing towards a stone wall, it looks like it's natural stone, not actual like built wall with like bricks and whatnot. It looks more like it's just a straight up like natural cave almost. And then you look to your right, you can see these iron bars blocking your way. But the thing is that they're not just straight lined bars. They're cross pattern. So there's still holes in between, but there's not a lot of room. So it's enough to get maybe someone like with a smaller hand to get through the bars, but other than that, your hand probably would not fit through. I would say probably that you would see. Yeah, that's what it was. You would see multiple guards in front of them, in front of the bars. And all of them look well equipped. Different weapons, spears, swords, etc. All of them armored. They are just standing there, not moving. They are very much alert, if anything. Essentially, these guys are they're on guard, and they are not just, they're not like the typical, like, if they're bored out of their minds, so they're just sitting around doing nothing kind of thing. They're actually like, we're ready for anything to happen.
Damn.
The sounds that you hear is mostly just more reverberations along the walls, echoes of some kind of water dripping. When you look around, you don't see any water dripping necessarily in your room, but then when you look a little, you have to really strain because you're one bad eye. But you could see, if you kind of look, like, turn yourself enough, you could see that there is a puddle off to the left backhand side behind you of the room. There is actually a small puddle there, and it looks like it would be like probably a good drinking source. Just depends. I would say also that what you see is there probably was at one point, you could see it's almost directly in front of you. It looks like someone had made an attempt because there's some fresh dirt / stone. Someone had tried to make an attempt to escape, but it was very unsuccessful because it's a very small kind of like area. But it's big enough that, like, without really straining, you could tell it's there.
Yeah.
The one other sound that stands out to you right now is that to your general direction, you can hear footsteps coming, and it sounds like a singular person.
Ah.
So before we get to that, Cal, I want to go ahead and get to you right quick before we go too much further with Artorias. So Cal, when you come to, you look like you are in. You look like you're in a very similar room, except for it looks like it's. How do I put it? It looks like there's a slight glow to the room. It looks cleaner. Indeed, you are separated. You do not see Artorias anywhere. You are in very much an enclosed room. It looks like it's been man-built. There is a solid steel door that is leading to wherever, you don't know. There is a small slit in the door that is big enough to get food in, and that's about it. There is another slit that opens that would allow people to look through, but that's it. It's very, very small rectangular kind of thing. This whole door is made of iron, if not steel, maybe. The room where you're sitting, you're actually not restrained. You are actually still sitting. You are sitting in a chair. It would definitely be a wooden chair, and there is a small table in front of you. It looks like a circular table, probably maybe a small dining table, something like that. It's not made of steel, it's made of wood as well. You would also notice that this room does not reverberate sound. It is very quiet in here. Yes, very much somewhat better treatment. From what you could tell, there is... Actually, hold on. Would you know this? Actually, no. Give me a perception check, please. You're guessing for interrogation? Maybe.
Oh, I mean, at least if he gets interrogated, they're going in the room with him.
I love how you have a +6 and you still get a 12.
Damn.
Would you? No. But what you kind of strain your ears, but it sounds like the room's being dampened out like sound wise, so it's very hard to tell if there's anything going on outside. You can't really hear anything other than just maybe like the echoes of something happened in the background. You can't tell what. As for you, you are yeah, I don't know if I said it, but you are definitely not restrained. Neither your feet or your hands. If you try moving them, you can move them. I would say, yeah, I think that's about it. Honestly, just a very barren room. Looks like maybe it's a spot that they could have a little spot for like maybe like washing yourself or using for drinking. You can't tell. You'd have to actually look at the water to say. And yes, you can walk around the room. You can try. And standing up, you're not hindered. Then Cal type out what he wants to do. Try examining the door. Okay. So you walk over the door. You could definitely tell just from a glance that this is steel. If you want more information, I would say, give me an investigation check. Yeah, give me an investigation. How's your investigation -1? What the actual? Still a pretty decent roll. Okay. What you can see in the door, he's not the brightest. Fair enough. Anyways, so from what you can see, the door has definitely been tested before. It has been it looks like people have like punched at it or something. Like there's indentations in this door. There is definitely people that have beat at this door and tried to break it down. The door in itself does not show any actual signs though of giving way. It looks very solidly in place. It would take a lot more force than whatever these guys were doing to try to break down this door. As far as from what you could tell, the door is very securely locked. You can't see what kind of mechanism they're using for the lock, but you could tell that it, like, if you tried messing with the door, something would happen. Like, as in if you mess with, like, the doorknob, per se. You could, if, with your learning in magic, I would say you probably realize that there is some kind of magic to this door that is preventing you from opening it. If you want to find out what exactly, you would need an Arcana check. Even then, I think the difficulty would be kind of high on that. Just because if it wasn't, I think honestly, it would be something that would be super easy to break for just any magic user. But I leave the choice up to you if you want to do that. Okay, go ahead and give me an Arcana check then. Excuse me. This kind of spell definitely looks like this is only able to be removed by the caster itself. It's very much a special kind of lock. You can't tell what kind of magic spell it is because it looks like it's someone's of their own creation. You learn enough that you could definitely not get rid of it just because of the quality of level of spell. But otherwise, yeah, you pretty much could tell that it's not gonna break by just trying. It would take a lot of effort. Probably beyond your current skill level. So yeah, that's what you see. Yeah, I don't think there honestly would be anything else. This room does. I will answer one of I think one of your questions is like the room does look like it would be an interrogation room. That is correct. It doesn't look like they would do like there's no blood spatters or anything like that. There's no signs of torture, so it's not a torture chamber for interrogation. So you feel like you could at least say you're safe on the sense of like you're not probably gonna get beaten and bruised just because. You are probably safe for the moment as far as like you being in enemy hands right now. So with that listed off, Artorias, I'm going to go back ahead and go back to you for now. So you hear, as I said before, you heard the singular set of footsteps coming your way,
Yeah.
and as you once you look over, you can see that the guards separate for this. It's odd because it's not something you would have seen very often. It's even among Bosmians. But this guy is he almost looks like he has scales for skin. He almost looks like he's a Bosmian, but if you look a little bit closer, he has more snake-like features than he would if he was a Bosmian. Like his mouth, his face looks a little extended for normal. I'm probably getting this description completely wrong for what their race is, but at the same time, I'm going with it just to make the difference between it being a Bosnian and something what they are in this case.
Okay.
Um, well, I know what their race is, but at the same time, I'm making it a difference because otherwise they would just be straight up a Bosnian. So yeah, you see that they have scales for their skin, mostly for their skins, and it's like this silverish white, like kind of scale you can see, and their eyes are this piercing yellow with serpentine slit black eyes, and you can see that they're speaking to one of the guards. You can't hear what they're saying, but when you do see is that there are slight fangs in their mouth, very much like sharp fangs of like a serpent. As you continue to look over this character, you can see that they're wearing very heavy armor. Actually, let me double check the character sheet just to make sure. Was it that I made? Yeah, I did. Oh, God. 1 second. Nose. Sorry. I'm just double checking their equipment. So, yeah. So you could definitely see that they're wearing this white plate mail armor. Plate? Yeah, plate. It's very heavy duty, very, very sturdy looking. On the front chest piece, you could see the symbol that you've seen before, which was the scale tipped to one side, and with a dark skull. Pretty much looks like it's completely black, shrouded with black on one side. The other side is some kind of light or something like that. It looks golden on his armor compared to the other ones that you've seen, which were white before, on a kind of a red tabard. The armor in itself pretty much completely covers his body except for like his head and his hands. His hands look just normal. Definitely scales. Looks like there's scales covering it, but it looks like there's some actual skin. Like once you get like probably about midway down his hand, you can see that it starts fading from scales to actual skin, and he has slightly long nails on his fingers. He looks probably about, I want to say he was like what, 6 foot, 7 foot. I don't think I gave him an actual height, did I? No, I did not. Okay, so I'm going to say he's about 7 foot tall. So you see this 7-foot guy, relatively muscular build. There's something about him. You can't place your finger on it, but he definitely, from what you can tell, he definitely looks like it would be paladin, but there's something off. You can't see or tell what, but from what you can see, he has a sword at his tower and stuck and its sheath off on on his side, and then a shield on his back and a few javelins as well on his side. And he opens the door and he comes into the room and just kind of glances you over. What do you do?
Got it. I'd more so expect you to talk to me from outside the gate than inside.
And what good would that do me?
I don't know. Just figured you people wouldn't want to be within the vicinity or the same room as a Bosmian.
Some of my brothers are more extreme on that. I, however, am more willing to work with others if it suits the cause.
Understandable. Your brother gave me quite the hard time.
He gives a lot of people hard times. He's very one set mind. I don't blame
I
him,
could
though.
tell.
He's very, shall we say, loyal. He is very trustworthy if you get to know him well enough, granted. Though, I doubt you would want to meet him again.
Depends how the fight would turn out. Because I doubt the next meeting will be, or any meeting at all with him will be rather peaceful.
You would be correct to assume that. That being said, I was hoping that the meeting would be a little more peaceful. But it is what it is. So,
Was expecting things to be violent in the first place. Wasn't necessarily expecting him to let us go without getting hurt, or without lying down in the back alley, dying of blood loss.
all I could say is that he was not supposed to be there. He decided of his own free will. Whether you believe me or not is up to you. But I will say that meeting could have definitely gone differently. However, I do want to know, why are you here? You can't just be here for no random reason.
Would you believe me if I said a feeling?
Depends. Feelings could be guiding, or they could be fleeting. They could be misguided. They could be a whole lot of things. But as a paladin myself, I understand that feelings can be a leading factor.
Well, the feeling wasn't really friendly, but I chose the game here nonetheless.
Indeed.
Not one to walk away from a challenge nor a fight.
So I noticed.
Definitely.
I will say that the treatment that you received is a little extreme. But at the same token, beyond this feeling, what brought you here?
Caution.
Caution?
Well, despite it being a stupid idea, it's rather safer to scout out whatever could be dangerous to prevent any friends, family, party members to be in danger. I'm pretty sure you would rather...
So you have more of your party.
Who
Interesting.
knows? It could just be the both of us. Could be much more.
I doubt that.
Think what you will.
Indeed, I shall. You see, I have scouts at many places. I have a very broad range of a network. That is why I am speaking to you directly. I believe you were actually a part of that network in some degree. I believe you were hired for a cause. You may not know your employer, but I believe you had a mission to find out about, shall we say, Bosmians changing the land.
Hmm.
So, what did you find out?
Hmm. So far, all I'll let you know is separate people with different beliefs decided to cause trouble.
Trouble, you say? What kind of trouble?
Hmm. One that's been spanning for years on end, from as far as I've figured out.
Indeed. And what kind of trouble are you expecting?
Quite the big one, considering the first journey I went on, and when that ended, was not such a fun one. Ended with a huge fight, a very challenging fight. First time I've ever frozen during a fight. But hey, I'll probably get past that eventually. As you can see, I'm still quite alive.
Indeed. So, what else have you learned? You definitely seem like you have information, to say the least.
Depends on the specific information you want. Some rather sensitive that I can always either talk about by my own free will or not talk about it at all. Really depends on how I see important it is and if it's, well, confrontational, or if I decide that it's, well, confiscated.
Your party, what are they like?
Fun people. In fact, if I wasn't here right now, I'd probably be out there drinking with them. But
a good drink.
feelings lead you astray.
Feelings can be, like I said, fleeting.
Yeah.
However, they sometimes are best to be followed. That being said, what does your party consist of? Surely there is more of you than just your cleric friend and yourself.
Ones that I paid too much attention to. There are too many that joined and left. Who's to say that some haven't already left and new ones have joined?
It is tragic when party members leave. But who is the most noteworthy?
The most noteworthy? Unfortunately, out of commission. So you won't be able to meet them even if you wanted to.
Indeed. Who is this party member? What's their name?
Well, I'll keep that to myself for now. After all, if you want more information out of me, it would have to be a fair trade, rather. Just because I'm a prisoner doesn't mean I, give away free information for my life.
You do realize you have your life because of me, right?
Fair point. But I could also be dead. Doesn't matter what. You may have saved my life for the moment, but who's to say they won't decide to go behind your back and finish me off? From what your brother did just once, it doesn't seem like the type that would hesitate to do so.
Oh, I have ways of making sure he doesn't.
Mm,
And I'm enforcing those right now.
interesting. Gave quite a lot of trouble.
Indeed.
I hope my fellow duo member at the moment is doing quite alright.
Well, I believe they would be quite comfortable considering all things.
I'd hope so.
But I would be more worried about yourself, especially in this land. You see, when the person that is in charge of this land took charge, she was able to establish some balance amongst Bosmians and the people of this land. However, not everyone feels that way. Some still hold a grudge against the Bosmians from what has happened 10 years ago. As you can tell yourself, having been changed to a Bosnian, you probably have seen your fair share of mistreatment. I assume you can understand a little bit of what they go through.
You'd guess right. I've experienced much. Been ridiculed constantly. Lost close friends. So much more. Yet I still go on. Like it doesn't bother me.
Well, all I could say is that things could have been very different if, well, let's just say certain factors weren't involved. But that is all I shall say.
Hmm.
Now, I don't want anything more other than the name of this party member. I won't even ask who they are, other than their name.
Hmm. You know what?
I would definitely
Since you've
prefer
been
to do this the easy way.
since you've been such a good sport, I'll give you part of their name.
Ah,
Should that do? Now at least.
hmm. Very well. It will do for now. However, don't take my kindness for granted. I can be patient, but I also could be a mean person that you do not want to double cross.
Same here. I've experienced quite a lot in my time, so I wouldn't be surprised. I've already faced death more than once. Safe to
The,
say I'm not afraid of it.
the name.
Hmm. Sorry. That's as far as I'm willing to say.
Hmm. You can see he glances over to the bars, and then he looks back at you. Indeed. Well, for your sake, I would say best to stay behaved. If you don't, I will know.
Hmm.
And if I find out anything untoward's happening, let's just say things will get difficult for you. And there are things worse than death, I assure you.
Hmm. I probably won't be afraid of it, but still, my party members will most likely need me either way. So, safe to say for now, I'll value my life.
As I said, there are things worse than death.
I don't fear death itself. I might not fear what's to come. You never know. After all, I am quite the fearless person. Honey Badger, as you can see. Fearless of fault, unfortunately.
Very well. I will leave you to it. As I said, best not to be untoward to your surroundings. Things can get a lot harder. And with that, he turns and he leaves.
Probably should have asked for his name, now that I think about it.
I mean, he's right there for now.
Well, I mean, I guess before he leaves, I'll ask for his name. Hey, before you go, might I get the name of my protector for the moment?
See. Like you, I will only give you part. Dav.
I see. Jav. Oh god.
DAV.
Jav.
Delta Alpha Victor.
Hmm.
With that, he leaves and closes the door behind him. He whispers.
Interesting fellow.
He whispers something to the guards, and they just stand. They nod, and then they go back to their guard duty, just standing there.
Hmm.
Just kidding. Let's see. All right. So before I switch over to someone else, is there anything else you want to try to do?
Not like there's much I can do. I could try to get my restraints, but I doubt it'll work considering it's made out of iron. Unless I match pass the strength check, but no, it might look.
Well, the thing would be is that I will give you this much is like even if you did break the restraints, like how would you get out of this situation?
Hmm.
You have none. You have. I will say right now, you do not have your weapon. You do not.
Yeah, figure that out.
Which
mentioned
also, by
that,
the way, Cal, you don't have a focus. Your holy symbol's been taken. Those kind of things. Keep them in your inventory, but just keep them in mind that you don't have them right now.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
As well as your armor. You have regular clothing on, but you do not have your armor.
Mm-hmm. At least
My
he didn't
plus
leave
2
anything.
shield.
Doesn't have that either. No, you actually have actual clothes on.
Thank God. At least some of them aren't so ruthless, as that's character. Weirdo.
Yeah, I'll take that, Cal. Clothes and afraid. There. Let's see.
Naked and afraid, except one of us isn't afraid.
Well,
And, well, the other one is probably fully clothed, but hey, whatever.
both of your clothes.
I mean, thankfully. I'm not, at least I'm not wearing ragged clothes or anything.
All right, so let's go ahead and go back over to the other group for now. So, you guys had just had a long rest. I would say it's probably morning now. What is the first thing you guys are going to do?
Wait, were we going to talk to that other person?
We're going. I think there was that Bosnian who got hired at the inn.
Ah, yes, but also you just did your drinking game too, so that happened. So I figure you guys didn't do it that night because of what happened with the drinks and whatnot.
I mean,
I remember I was dumped in the woods, maybe.
no.
No, we put you in the temple.
Yeah,
Right.
there was a joke about that at one point that they were thinking about it, but they did not do that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, there's no reason why we still couldn't talk to him.
I'm not drunk, and the other one is.
The other one's a bit.
interesting.
I wanted to talk to him anyway.
Okay, so yeah, before your actual long rest, other than Braybar, who is knocked out currently, you two can go back to the bar and see if that person's there. I would
Okay.
say the person would probably be waiting for you guys outside the bar.
Right.
So
Oh, interesting.
I did go up to the bartender last session.
You
and be
did.
Like, yo, I want to talk to this guy.
I'm trying to remember if I did establish if they were male or female or not. I don't think I did. So either way, I'm just gonna make it simple and make him a guy. So you see outside, and it's getting kind of dark, but there are lanterns out. You see. Yeah, fair enough. You see a Bosmian that has cat-like ears that are pointing up from the top of his head, but they're slightly drooped. You can see that they have hair that goes about probably down to their shoulders, and the brown. I'd probably say a brownish color, and they have like a tannish kind of skin color. Probably about 5 foot-ish, kind of on the shorter side of the 5 foot side, so probably like 5'1", 5'2", maybe. They look very lithe, so they look very light. I would say probably they would have a cat-like tail. Probably more on the thin, long type than it is the like bushy kind. I will say that they're wearing not necessarily ragged clothes, but their clothes are not very well kept. It looks more like they're just getting in, so they might have an outfit for them to wear during the actual work hours. I probably would say that they also look like they aren't wearing shoes. Maybe because maybe they got torn on the way here or something. You can't say, because their feet do look like pretty battered. They look very and as far as like their posture goes, they look very timid. They're kind of just, you know, nervously moving their hands, kind of rolling around each other's hand, like, you know how like if you're nervous, you kind of like just rolling your hands in between each other. That makes sense.
Got it.
And so they're just looking around. They don't see you yet.
I
Good
guess.
afternoon.
It'll probably be evening, to be fair.
Evening.
Yeah,
I like to look on the bright side.
look, man,
Anyways.
it would definitely
Oh.
just because you would be looking on the bright side doesn't mean it wouldn't be necessarily nighttime.
Yeah.
Okay.
To be fair, you guys went drinking.
Yes. And again,
Yeah, I forgot
some
what
of
time
us
it is.
got drunk and some of us didn't.
Anyways. Yes, good evening. I heard from the barkeep that you want to talk to me. What can I do?
I want to know what's going on up Up north.
Up north? What do you mean?
Well, we've heard rumors, some pretty nasty ones, supposedly about a cult.
But he moves surprisingly quick and he puts his hand over your mouth and don't talk about that. They have ears everywhere.
But maybe it is best we go somewhere more private. If you are willing.
The best place would probably be the temple. That's what I got work to do soon. I can't not just have this job. I barely scrape by as is.
Um,
How long until you get off your shift?
I work late. It's expected to get busy tonight. It's a big holiday coming up sometime soon.
Alright. Maybe we can do something afterwards. Let's walk in the temple or somewhere else.
no, we're gonna go with this right ahead. Yeah. Well, I don't believe we're gonna be asking you questions for very long.
Well,
How about 8 silver coins in compensation?
wait, how much?
You
8
said
silver coins?
8 silver coins?
Yep.
Would that be enough? Give me a persuasion check. I'm gonna say with disadvantage though.
Disadvantage. What is that? Not is that a low amount?
There's reasons you don't know.
Where's the disadvantage button? Is there no button for this?
I mean, if anything, roll it twice.
Okay, I'm gonna roll it twice. Did it not go off twice? It only went off once because yay. That's a 12.
Whilst he's doing that, did their posture change at all?
He's what?
Did he get perhaps a bit more nervous? I'm assuming he did.
From
From the mention, me mentioning the rumors and
I mean, you tell me.
clearly he's already nervous.
You tell me. You could give me insight checks to read his body posture.
Then I will. Here, let me roll you an insight then.
Nope. He's a very nervous person as is. He already looks very fidgety, so it's hard to say anything. He just looks nervous in general as is. So does he look more nervous, more twitchy? Not necessarily. You can't tell. I would say.
Worth a try.
I mean, you guys can make insight checks anytime effectively.
Yeah, we can.
So
Good thing
Well,
I'm
that
horrible at
definitely-
hindsight.
That definitely would have had some interesting implications.
maybe. That being said, getting back to the persuasion check.
Yep, it's a 12.
Yeah, I know. I honestly can't. I make a good bit of money as is, working the bar, getting tips and such. Just 8 silver is a nice bit, but unfortunately, there's things going on that you don't know. 8 silver just won't be enough to say missing even part of my shift.
What if I step in for you till you come back?
I can mostly just. And the barkeep is very selective about who he lets work. You have to prove yourself first but I want to answer your questions, but it would have to wait till tomorrow sometime. I don't know, the early
Okay.
afternoon, but that's the best I could do.
Well, let's do that.
Yeah, we're not even. Let's just wait.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess the safest place would be the Temple of Vedras. I assume you know where that is.
Yes.
Yep.
I,
Unfortunately.
why, unfortunately?
Well, I've never been here. However, my wounded friend apparently has been.
Quite a few times.
Wounded? Why is your party member wounded?
We
You
don't.
you may have
Yeah.
said friend, but I went with party member as a default wording. So
Alright.
Mm. Well, we like to ensure that the areas outside the city are safe.
In other words, our job isn't exactly safe.
Yeah, happens.
check on something. I said I would answer your questions tomorrow. All right. All right.
See you
I'll
tomorrow.
meet you tomorrow at the Temple of Beatrice at about mid-noon time frame. I get up late, so I need my sleep.
Understandable.
Makes sense. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Indeed. Good evening.
See you tomorrow.
And with that, he will walk away and go back into the bar.
Alright. Alright. Just let me.
Nice slash.
Yeah, that totally doesn't exist.
Oh,
Not
yes.
my push to talk button.
Nope. Not at all.
Exactly. Doesn't exist.
No. Not at all.
I don't do push to talk, but I do mute myself, and it's the asterisk.
I always keep mine just voice activated. It's just simpler for me. Always has been, always will be. Like,
Yeah, unfortunately, my room's a little loud, and so I like to mute myself so I don't like make you all hear the creaking of my table.
yeah, well.
So
Anyways, so you guys go back to the temple.
Seems
Uh,
like we should.
yeah.
Okay. Anything you want to do specifically, or just going straight to bed?
I do want to talk to Lana.
Alana?
Yes.
Okay. Probably be about 7 by the time you get back. Maybe at 8 o'clock.
By now it's probably getting late, so.
It's not super late, but it's still late. Let's see, where would Lana be? Actually, no. Yeah. So let me re-roll that with actual. Okay, so 1, 2, that, 2, 3, 4 there, 4, 5, 6 there. Fair enough. Okay. When you get back to the temple, you don't see Lana in the actual main foyer slash altar room. If you ask one of the people that work at the temple, one of the other priests or priestess, they would point you in the general direction of the infirmary.
Well then, I guess I must go to the infirmary.
I will admit I rolled twice and to see where she was, and I'm like, the first one was kind of like already had a kind of set number in my mind, but then I rolled again. I'm like, let me get a better idea of where she would be, and then I rolled the same exact results. I'm like, okay. Anyways, so yeah, you guys going to the infirmary?
I'm going. I'm not sure about Ravenmar.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going if I'm conscious.
You already are in the infirmary. As far as I'm
Exactly,
aware, you're in
right.
the infirmary just sleeping.
Take a nice nap.
Just because of what happened, that's pretty much why.
Yes,
So
Ravenmar needs to sleep.
So Ravenmar is going to sleep? Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah,
Okay. So it's only going to be you
I
then?
believe so.
So interesting, it's only going to be you going in?
I guess so.
Okay. Cool. So you go to the infirmary and you find Lana there. She is tending to Sarvati right now.
How is she? Any better?
She's not getting worse, to say the least. Other than that, it's hard to say. This is a very delicate process.
Right.
This is not a very common injury, to say the least.
I'd expect not.
Indeed. These kind of things can happen, just not likely. So what can I do for you? You look like you have something on your mind.
Yes. So, do you remember you mentioned that Bosmian who moved in
Indeed.
to town? They're coming to the temple to talk tomorrow.
I
About
see.
midnoon.
I mean, fair enough. I assume they work late, working where they work.
Yes. Yes, they do.
Okay. Was there anything else that...
I'm thinking they might be hiding something.
I mean, from what I understood, they're...
Not related exactly to the information.
I mean, everyone has their secrets. There's... We wouldn't be who we are if we didn't have any secrets.
No, we wouldn't be. Right.
Hey,
It is.
go ahead.
It is getting kind of late, and it's starting to get later.
Hmm.
I'll come back in the morning. Before I go,
Hmm.
is there any specific room that's perhaps more? How do I put this? Safer?
No, not really. The whole temple is well kept and guarded. Magical means, and there's anti-divination magic in place to prevent people from scrying. I don't know what you're necessarily worried about, but we have guards outside. I'm sure you saw a few.
Yes, I did. Alright. I'll see you tomorrow.
Indeed. See you tomorrow.
I'm going to go off to bed.
Okay. With that, you guys will get a long rest. If you guys have any spells that you want to change, you could do so now. Yeah, make sure you guys click the full or the long rest button, and yeah, making sure my long rest is done once already, just to make sure. Doubt I need to, but Nah. Okay, so let's see. Who do I work with here on this? Rai is or not sorry, but words. Beatrice, right?
Yes.
Ravenmar, which goddess were you more towards?
The
I don't
druid
remember. Let
one.
me check.
Oh,
Ravenmar, not Braemar.
damn it! They sound so
Ravenmar.
They
so
do.
alike.
Yeah,
So
that's
Stein.
it's actually Vitris. Okay, Vitris.
Beatrice is the goddess of life, magic, and death. Just so we're aware.
Well, it says Vitris here,
So Beatrice then?
so I think so.
Okay. So there's the god of the of nature / hunt. There's the god. I'm going to just say god for the simplicity of just pointing out what they are. God of magic, life, and death, and then there's a god of the ocean and essentially weather and such like that. Those are and then Atara is the goddess that is in charge of all of them, which is the goddess of effectively like balance / fairness, the goddess of the sun. And I think probably
Yeah,
with the
probably.
stars was also with one of them for her. It's in the pinned messages as well.
Yeah, I read it. Yeah, I would say Vitris.
Okay, fair. A lot of people worship Beatrice. Not surprising.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just the magic parts in this case that I like.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like even if it wasn't necessarily the magic side of things, people part of my original group were also like there was 3 different people that were main Beatrice worshippers. So, Braybar,
Wait,
what was yours?
Yeah.
What was
Wait, me?
Yeah, what god or goddess did you worship?
The druid one, the woods one.
So that would probably be Matora. Matora is the goddess of nature, hunt, and adventure.
Yep, that's the one.
Okay, cool. If I remember right, pink was also Matora as well. Okay.
harvest and equality. Actually, now to think about it, I'm having doubts about it. I'm a second. I think it might be closer to Tara. Because you're like,
I mean, I'll leave it up to like to be fair, you guys all know that they're pretty much just an equal balance between each. Like you could worship any god or goddess you want. There is no real discord amongst them. Essentially, it's kind of like almost like the Greeks / Roman gods, where you would probably be more primary to one god or goddess, but you would still give worship or offerings to any of the gods depending on the situation. Like if you had someone that passed away,
I'd
you would
imagine.
give it to Vitris and so on.
Yeah.
So it's not that you're stuck necessarily. If you say I choose Vitris, that's the only one you get. You could be a worshiper of all of them for all. That's still fine.
Oh.
It's just you typically have one favored.
Yeah. That's the one I mean.
All right, so you would be a Tara as your favorite, or
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say Tara. Yeah.
okay, cool.
How do I?
Yeah, 3 different gods amongst y'all. So
There we go.
that would be you. So that would be.
Also, by the way,
Mhm.
it's Rev. There's not an A, there's an E. So it's Revenmar.
I thought I said Riven. Well,
Well,
it might sound
get it.
different.
Occasionally,
It might.
occasionally people say Revenmar instead of Revenmar.
Well, I've been saying Revan Mar. Anyways, long story short. Let's see. Basing on that information right there. So when it comes to you, Artorias, and you, Cal, when it comes to when you go to sleep, I'm curious what you guys are doing as you are like going towards that general direction.
Hmm?
Like, is there anything special that you guys are doing?
While they were sleeping?
No, not necessarily while they're sleeping, but when you are about to go to bed or while you're sleeping. Is there any like thoughts, prayers, that kind of thing?
Not really. My thoughts are more focused on how am I gonna get out of here, and if I'll even live to see the next day. If I survive. That's a huge if.
Okay. Hmm. Dice here. Okay. Okay. Right. Who I will roll that. So. Okay. One second. So right quick for my people that are watching, just muting myself right quick because there's talk going on in the background, kind of important stuff. So I'm making sure that I'm making sure I'm muted on my Discord side. So yeah. Hmm. Okay, sorry about that. Just making sure I was muted when people were coming back home. That's all.
That's cool.
Okay, so I think the rye.
Yes.
While you sleep, I say you probably would receive a message.
Hmm.
And it's not a very long one. Mostly just because this connection feels weak. But I think what you would hear it'd be go to the north.
All right.
Yeah. I think you would just hear go to the north.
That's ominous.
Would that happen again? No. No. Okay. Just check one other thing real quick. And so yeah. You would get that message. There is one other thing you would see in this message is that you would see a silver butterfly. And with that, you guys would wake up in the morning. All right, so as far as waking up, I want to see who does what first. So I want Braybar, Ravenmar, and the Rye to give me D20 rolls. Just straight D20.
All right. There you go.
3, hooray!
You were really knocked the fuck out.
Must have been good booze.
Yep, he spiced his own drink, so.
True, he did.
Alright, let's see. So I would be Ravenmar first, and then Tharai. That would wake you up. Okay, so. Ravenmar, you are the first to wake up. What do you do?
By the way, you're pronouncing it that way.
Wait,
I'm
what?
not sure. Yeah, you haven't pronouncing it Ravenmar again. Anyways,
Sure, Stein.
yes, yes.
If we're gonna be that picky, Jace.
Over PC, it does, it makes a little bit of a difference because we have similar names.
Anyways,
Ravar, Ravenmar.
Stein.
I can't think of anything that my character would want to do at this moment.
Well, I would say it's probably like 8 in the morning right now. It's a little late. It's a little later in the morning than you would assume you would probably have woken up, going to bed as at the time you guys did.
I don't have enough money to buy things.
Well, you don't necessarily have to go buy things.
At least not magic items.
Well,
Um,
I'm guessing what I'm trying to put out there is like, this is a temple. There's definitely a library. There's also a few other things that you could do. Like you could go check on Sarvati. You could do whatever, essentially. It
there's
doesn't
a
necessarily have to.
library.
It doesn't necessarily have to be something you do out in the town.
What's in the library? I'm going to go into the library.
You going to research anything specific, or
I want to research specifically more about, let me see. How about monsters?
monsters? Okay, you're gonna have to be a little more specific than that,
A little bit more specific than that.
because monsters can be a broad category.
Could be better. I'm gonna say I want to look more into the undead.
Okay, there's plenty of books on those. Is there any specific undead you're looking for, or is it just undead in general?
I'm just looking for something that's, like interesting stuff that isn't normal zombies or skeletons, but like researchers' notes or details on what kinds of undead can exist.
Trying to remember one detail right quick. Pretty sure there was an actual thing on research. Let's see, here we go. Forewarned is forearmed. Let's see. I'm just waiting for things to possibly happen because it sounds like things might get loud, so I'm just making sure.
Oh, by the way, if you just want to say on like some of the stuff that, hey, it's just something that you have read, and when you encounter it, I'll tell you what's up. I'm absolutely okay with that.
Well, there's a whole mechanic for researching that's actually listed in a book, in one of the books, and I'm looking at it right now. All right, so in Xanathar's Guide to Everything, there's a section for research. It says here, typically a character needs to access a library or a site to conduct research. Assuming such access is available, conducting research requires 1 work week of effort and at least 50 gold spent on materials, bribes, gifts, and other expenses. So in this case, it would probably be more like a donation to the church kind of thing.
What? Wait, how much gold again?
50.
50.
Yeah.
I have 9.
Like,
Keep in mind, we do have like a party treasury.
indeed. The character. Let's see. The resolution is the character declares the focus of the research a specific person, place, or thing. After 1 work week, the character makes an intelligence check with a +1 bonus per 50 gold spent beyond the initial 50 gold to a maximum of a +6. In addition, a character who has access to a particularly well-stocked library of knowledge shades gains advantage on this check. Determine how much lore a character learns using the research outcome table. And then it gives me an actual table right there. As far as you're just wanting to do are you wanting to try to spend the whole day there, or are you just kind of idly spending your time there?
Well, I want to. It's more of an idle spending my time.
Okay, so I'd say that idle time spent would probably be something more like a gold, comparatively. Especially if you're only doing it for like 1 day's worth of research or something like that. I can give you a bit of information still from this research. It just wouldn't be necessarily as much as you would find if you were doing like a whole week's worth.
Well, if an entire week passes, Notorious and Calvulus haven't arrived.
I mean, this would
There's
be
no way
literally
of-
a dedicated downtime for a character. That's what it's
Yeah.
listed under. So I'm just literally using the research section in general. It's kind of a reference point.
Okay. Well, in that case, is there anything else I would do?
So yeah, I think it would probably be
Um,
about a gold if you want to do the.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna go spend a gold.
Okay. And you said you wanted to research on undead.
Yes.
Okay. Give me a, what was it? Intelligence roll, or is it just straight? Yes, an intelligence check. Give me an intelligence check, please.
Well, good thing I'm good with intelligence. Oh, nice. He can't read a person, but he sure can read a book.
It seems so.
Okay, anyways, sorry about that, guys, for people watching on stream. I had to mute myself for a second because sensitive information was slightly talked about. That being said, so yeah, a 20, it would give me that. Because of the time spent, though, I would downgrade it just by a little bit, only because it's not a full week, to be fair. So, basing on this, it would give you 1 piece of lore. I think I would actually, in this case, give you, excuse me. Yeah, I think what you would get is that, yes, there are definitely other undead than just skeletons. You learn a little bit about, like, there's spirits of sorts that, like, ghoul. Are they ghouls? Yeah, I'm going to just say spirits for now because I need to double check the actual monster compendium and stuff like that. You learn about different kind of like spirits and stuff like that that can drain your life. That if they drain enough of your life, that you will be killed. You can be killed that way. You would learn a little bit about a creature called Revenant, which are more intelligent versions of the undead that aren't quite liches, but they are an undead with a great resentment towards something. They're very, very powerful, very dangerous creatures of versions of undead. They are not to be trifled with. If you can deal, the way you can kind of deal with them is to help get rid of their source of resentment, but whatever it is varies depending on the revenant, like who they were in life and such. Other than that, you don't find out too much, mostly just because you are. I'm gonna say you spent a couple hours in here, so it's like most of the stuff is just kind of general knowledge that you already know that most people know about, like the undead.
Mm.
So yeah. Um. While you're doing that, Rave, or no, that doesn't. Never mind. Okay. Thurai, you are the next to wake up. What do you do?
Well, I should probably go find everybody and inform them about this weird thing.
Okay. Well, I will
So-
say that Stein's character is in the library, but you character may not necessarily know that.
Probably wouldn't. So he's probably walking around trying to find where Stein is.
Well, where would the first place you would check for be?
Probably the infirmary. Because Sarvanty is in there and well, Raybar. You might be checking up on Sarvanty.
Okay.
And then after that, probably somewhere like the praying area. You know, the main.
Well,
foyer.
to get to the infirmary, you need to go through the main foyer / prayer room.
So essentially checking them both.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's probably just.
Because essentially the way I see it in my head is that there's a stairway connecting to the downstairs, which goes straight into the prayer room / altar room, and the actual other side of the altar room is where the infirmary is. The library's upstairs, but it's more like down the hallway off to the left-hand side a bit. It's not like right noticeably. It's not noticeable if you don't look like right, like in the right spot. It's noticeable enough, but it's not noticeable to like if you try, unless you're like looking for it, you know where to go, kind of thing. That makes sense.
Right. Okay. So anyways,
But if you're going first to the infirmary, you would be going to the prayer room, and then you would go to the infirmary. Getting to the infirmary. Excuse me. Apologies. Getting to the infirmary, you notice that instead of laying down, you see Sarvati is sitting on the bed edge. I actually just rolled for her, and it was more of a constitution check kind of thing. And she
So-
rolled relatively well.
So Sarvanty is awake.
Indeed. She looks tired at the very least, to say. Like, that's the most obvious. If you want more,
Yeah.
I would do an insight check. I would say normally you wouldn't have to do one for like party members, but because it is still technically an NPC,
I should do one anyways.
I mean, that's up to you. I am not forcing you to do it. I am allowing you to just make a mention. It's like, if you want more, that's what you would have to do.
I'm gonna roll that insight.
Okay.
There you go. Much higher than the last two.
Okay. 18.
Hmm.
18. Let me see if she's learned. Okay, let me. No. Take that. No. That's a no. Okay, so she wouldn't have learned that then. She would learn probably that though. That's probably obvious. Okay. You see her looking slightly distraught. I will say that her wall, Safar is sitting in front of her, and she's just slowly and gently just kind of like petting behind his ears, like just kind of like brushing his fur slightly with in her through her fingers. Just she looks down. She doesn't look very with it, if that makes sense.
Ah, okay.
She looks very displeased about something. Maybe not displeased, like displeased as in not like angry, but more like she's feeling down in the dumps.
Ah, okay. It's gonna be interesting.
There's stuff that you don't know about.
I'd expect there to be. After all, as our NPC Lana said earlier, everybody has their secrets.
I'm gonna ask you to. I'm not saying. Well, actually, hold on. How loud are you being? Like, are you? I'm not asking. Are you being stealthy? I'm just asking. Like, are you seeming hurried or anything like that, or you know?
I'm probably taking my time. I'm not too hurried.
All right, give me a stealth check with advantage. And I'm not.
Okay.
There's a reason why. I want to see something.
Alright.
Okay.
Give me a second. I gotta open the door.
She still is a wolf, Bosmia. Okay. I'm gonna be straight up right now. She just rolled a natural 20. So I was actually expecting lower rolls in this case, just because, but Dice Guts decided to say no.
Yes.
So you could see, like, her ears, like, we'll mention one other thing. Her tail is very visibly just, like, lifeless. Her ears are drooped down. Like, they're drooped down off to the side, too, like, if anything. Yeah, I think with that insight check, you could see that her cheeks are a little red. They have streaks of red down them. How do I do this? Okay. So when you walk into the room, you're not trying to be loud, but you're not trying to be super quiet. You're just trying not to disturb people. But Sarvati, being who she is, her ears perk up slightly, and she looks over at you. She doesn't like fully look at you. It's just kind of like through a side glance. It's like, and then she looks back at Safar, and she's like, "Eithrai."
Hello. You're alright.
And she wipes her cheeks and her eyes, and she's like, "Yeah, as good as I can be, I guess. I just
Out of it at the moment.
indeed, I think I would be very much in. Anyone would be after at what happened.
That I agree. How are your legs?
Better. I can't quite yet walk, but I definitely will be better. Probably by day's end.
Mm. I might end up getting the others and going up north.
To the north.
There was what ended up happening whilst you were out was on our travel back, both me and I don't know Artorias' character's name, by memory.
I'm going.
Yeah.
I'll stick. I was just gonna stick with
Yeah.
Artorias for now. Like I
I'm just
believe
gonna
he's
call him
going with
Artorias.
Apex as his name, but honestly, like I just figure his character's name being Artorias makes more sense at this point. No offense, Artorias, but it's just that's how it feels to me.
I get it.
Alright,
At this
so
point, you might as well just call me Artorias every single different campaign we do.
I mean, that depends on like what your character's name is. I could get like, anyways. Long story short, Artorias.
Mm-hmm.
So as you were saying, Thrai,
Right.
you were mentioning
Okay.
about Artorias.
So me and Artorias got this bad. Well, I got a particularly bad feeling, as if that well, corruption, and Artorias got a pull towards it or some sort of feeling. So
Feeling?
Artorias.
What kind of feeling?
1 second. Okay, there we go. So how do I describe this? Some of us had this Red Skull in our dream, and some of us had, how do I put this? Strange, off feeling up to the north. And now down here, there's been a rumor about a cult up north, of course. Artorias and
I'm gonna say right quick, at the mention of a cult, her ears perk up fully.
oh, good.
Cult. What cult?
We don't know specifics yet. Artorias and Cal went up to the north to go get information. Although I am supposed to speak to a Bosmian that came down from the north and migrated, but they seem a bit jumpy, on edge.
Where do I have that information?
Well, you might. I'm looking for.
Oh, I'm looking up something for my notes because of this
Alright.
mechanic.
I'm just gonna keep going until jump back in.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. I'm looking for Ravenlaw so I can inform him and maybe get ready to depart tomorrow or late today.
Okay. Sorry, I just had to make some notes.
Right.
So Ravenmar is somewhere around here.
Yes, along with Braybar.
Oh, Braybar is.
He should be.
Oh, he's in the infirmary.
Yeah.
She looks across from her, and she's just looking at Braybar, who's still passed out. At least at this point, he is. You guys seem to make a point of getting passed out drunk while you're here.
Some do.
What are we gonna do with you all?
Good question.
I'm just hoping one day that we don't go into combat with one of y'all passed out drunk.
I sure hope that doesn't happen.
1 second.
Want to keep your hopes up?
Yeah, I can't really keep my hopes up.
Asking me a question.
Alright.
Okay, so what was that? I didn't catch that because I was listening to my roommate real quick.
Artorias kind of like chimed in, like something about hopes. We were just having a quick joke.
Hey,
Anyways.
still, it's not one of you, it's another. Well, that's all I'm going to say. So, what all do you know about this cult?
Not much. Supposedly they're based at Actually, I'm not sure if you specifically told us this.
No, I don't think I have listed it down. I think I might have mentioned it once before, and it was something I
Yeah, I think that was with them.
I hadn't made the town's name yet
Yeah.
at that point, so I think that's what would happen.
Okay, so supposedly they're based at a.
Artorias, do me a
somewhere
favor and put the name of the town listed in the campaign for chat for me, please. I
I
don't
can
remember.
throw that
I don't
in.
remember off the top of my head right now. I
Oh,
don't have,
hold on! I just accidentally wrote something. My bad.
Huh.
I mean, it's
LMAO.
well, that's a waste of a nat 20.
Yes, it is. Unfortunately, because I misclicked it. Hold on.
Good job.
Yep. Waste of a nat 20. Oh man. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, I think you guys would probably know the name of that just based off of the, because you guys had seen a map before. You have seen a map of like the general locations that Sarvati has pointed out.
I didn't want to.
Sites of corruption.
I'm trying not to like mess up and give info that I'm not supposed to have.
So you would know about Salvante. You would know about the name Salvante.
Okay.
You would know that.
Right. So, anyways, they're based around this place called Salvante up in the north. Besides that, people are moving away from it and seems notably to be, well, Bosnian. That's about it, though.
Another note. Have to be real quick. Cool. It's called.
Yeah, go on.
This might be the source of the corruption to the north. I pray that it's nothing too troubling, but I have suspicions. I had heard rumors before, but this is the first that I've heard that have been this extreme. You say you were about, I believe you said you mentioned something about you were about to meet someone today.
Yes, I think about mid noon. I think they said.
Unless you all are here, I'm not able to join you, unfortunately, not yet. As I said, I would be able to travel tonight, but that's probably the earliest I could get. And I don't want you all traveling alone.
Yes.
Probably best to.
We could wait, but
Probably for the best.
yeah. We can wait a little while, but then we probably should get moving.
Indeed. With that being said, you probably should go inform the others. I will make sure that Akozilis knows of this information that we have talked about. And we will be definitely heading to the north. At the very least within the next 24.
Alright. Thank you. Oh, and let me quickly just go over here. I'm gonna quickly cast Speak with Animals just so I can talk to Our wolf.
Oh, you don't need to. Like he could
Oh, okay. So
when
I
he's
still
with
have to-
When Sarvi's with him, it's a lot easier to. He essentially there's almost kind of like not necessarily a megaphone if that makes sense, but it's almost kind of like there's something amplifying his ability to talk to others when Sarvati is nearby, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I guess you could say it'd almost be like the power of the pack that they have is a part of that power.
Okay.
So he definitely understood. He understands pretty much common in general, so he can understand at the very least, like even if somebody's not there, but he has stronger understanding when somebody's around.
Okay. Good to know. Just quickly, how are you doing as well? Referring to the wolf. I probably have noted down their name at this point.
Far.
Yeah, Safar. Make sure I did. I should have it noted down. Okay, yes, I did.
The wolf looks more relieved than anything right now, just to see that Sarvati is okay, that she's on the mend. Probably doesn't actually say anything, just not probably wanting to stay quiet, mostly just because.
Alright. I'll get going to find Ravenmar, and if I don't get to him before you do, or he wakes up and I'm not here to tell him, could you?
I shall. Braybar will be informed.
Alright. I'm gonna go find Ravenmar then.
Okay.
Back to my search.
Okay. While you're doing your search, Braybar, I think you would probably wake up after a little bit. Sarvati would probably inform you of what was just discussed with Rai. Other than that, was there anything that you wanted to do?
Side effect of the drugs is nightmares, so I think I would wake up with a jolt.
Okay. All right, so you would wake up with a jolt, probably catch Sarvati off guard. Okay. So yeah, Sarvati kind of gets not spooked, but she gets caught off guard when you wake up with a jolt. Everything all right?
Just some nightmares, just some from the drug I took.
You sound different. Was that a part of the effects?
Well, it was. It only lasts, a few hours though.
I see. So, what was that? What happened the night? You said you had nightmares?
Yeah.
Okay. At the very least for now, Sarai was not here long ago. Let me, while it's still fresh, tell you what's going on. And she explained exactly what Sarai and her talked about. You probably would see her facial expression turn sour anytime she mentions the cult, though. That one's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
And that
I was a part of a cult once. We would sneak into the night and throw poop at the elders.
well, that sounds more like a group of pranksters than a cult.
Either way.
I assume you got into trouble for that.
No, we did not, because we were never caught.
Indeed.
The old men too frail and too blind to see.
Maybe. But there is wisdom with age.
Yeah, probably. Like how to replace false teeth.
Indeed. I believe that I went looking for for Ravamon. You are free to join him. I will be here for a little bit longer. I can unfortunately not move from this bed quite yet. My legs are not quite fully healed. I'm not able to stand yet.
Well, perhaps if you go into a chair with wheels, I can push you.
Indeed. But for now, I think I want to be a little bit. I want to be alone for a little while. I have much to think about.
Do you want some herbs to ease your pain?
Thank you, but I am fine.
Okay.
Thank you, Braipara. I appreciate the offer. Now, I believe Sarai has something he wants to discuss with both of y'all. Uncle Zeus will join you later. I will make sure to see to that. He's likely to check up on me sometime soon. So, please, if you would not mind, I would like to be alone for a little while.
Okay, I'll vehicle away.
Thank you. And with that, you go ahead and leave the infirmary. And I believe all of you would probably be meeting at the library at this point.
Probably.
Sure.
Alright, so once you guys meet up at the library, I think honestly it would be probably about closest to noon at this point now. So this is about getting close to the time that you would be expecting the Bosmian to meet up you at the temple. So I assume you guys want to go down to the altar room at this point or outside?
Yeah, probably the altar room.
Okay.
Yeah, the altar sounds fun.
Alright. So you all make your way down to the altar room, and you don't see anyone other than Lana there for the moment. But after waiting a little bit in the altar room, you do see the Bosmian you met last night. This cat-like person. And when in this room with a little, the light's not super bright, but you could tell a little bit more. That other than the skin color, now you can see that their eye color is a, I want to say it's a red, like a red with feline kind of like eyes. It's slightly more rounded though, like human eyes still for the pupils, but there's definitely like a almost like slit like feature to them still. So they're like widened, like they're wider than like a cat's normally eyes would be, and even like bright, like even in like dark lights. But it's, you know what I'm trying to say, right?
I think so, yes.
Essentially, they look slightly rounded comparatively to like a cat's eyes, which are more like slits. There is no definitive like point at the end of each side of the pupils. So it's almost like ovals, if that makes sense.
Alright.
So that's the only actual little extra detail you'll probably notice. So yeah. And hello.
Hello.
I'm sorry if I made you wait. I got here as soon as I could.
It's alright.
All right. Well, what did you want to know?
Whatever you really can tell us. I don't know how much you might know about them, but we have suspicions, to say the least. About them, of course.
I
guess specifically you could tell us what they're really based around, if they mention it at all.
What do you mean by based around?
Like what they believe in. I'd assume they'd mention it to at least try and get new members.
They're very secretive about recruiting members. There's no set known way in how you join this cult. Or like, because that's what they are. One would say almost they're just a group of ruffians, but that's not entirely it. There's almost a fanaticism about them. There's something just, I don't know. All I can say is that they are worshippers of Atara. At least they claim to be. They claim to be about balancing something that happened 10 years ago. That the world's no longer balanced. They see the Bosmians as a plague. There's just this hatred for them. I was lucky to manage to escape them when I did. They almost caught me once, and I got beaten and bruised up pretty badly. But because of the fact that I am a cat, I have a little bit more dexterity to me, and I was able to escape.
Anyway, so Braemar and Ravenmire in the room. Did Seventy tag along?
No. Sorry, it's gonna still be in the infirmary for now.
I'm just gonna.
I mean, unless one of you guys want to either carry her or bring her via wheelchair or something like that.
Actually, yeah. Be like, hold on 1 second. You know, he's just gonna have a worried look on his face, like, oh shit. Well, that ain't good. And he's gonna like go get Sovereignty.
So after he says all this, you're gonna get Sovereignty?
Yeah.
Okay. So how are you gonna bring Sovereignty? Because she still can't walk.
If there's some sort of like wheelchair-esque thing I can use, that'll work.
Give me a. Actually, what's your passive perception?
14.
Yeah, you'd see it. Yeah, okay. there is a wheelchair there. It's a little crude looking, but there is one there.
It'll get the job done. That's all that matters.
Okay. So I assume you'll help Sovereignty into this wheelchair and bring her out.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna be like, you probably want to hear this. So I bring them in.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, they're now listening, and I'm like, okay, anyways.
All right. So when you bring Sovereignty out, I'm trying to think. Check one thing. Okay. So yeah, when you come back out with Sovereignty, Sovereignty will just ask him to repeat what he told you all, and he does, not word for word per se, but it's definitely the general same information.
Right. So Thoras just given Sovereignty that glance of, yeah, We fucked up. Because I remember Artorias said he wasn't hiding it. So, it's also pretty obvious, so. Well, shit.
It's worse than I thought. And Artorias and Cal went, or Aurelian went to the north.
Yes.
The mistreatment of Bosmians. Yes. Artorias is definitely in danger to the north. Aurelian maybe not as much, but the fact that he is traveling with a Bosmian is definitely dangerous for him.
Just saying, she's referring to Artorias with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The fact
She's pretty
that
much
he is-
saying that Artorias'
yeah.
character is in danger comparatively to Cal.
Yeah, I agree with that.
If your friends went to the north, especially with a Bosmian, you really make sure you go there as soon as possible. There's no telling what they'll do.
We're intending to leave tomorrow when I can walk again.
And Sovereignty can walk again. I think he said I can walk again.
No. When sovereignty can.
Yeah, you didn't say Sovereignty. That's why I was making sure. I was like, wait, hold up.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, I didn't remember damaging your legs.
No, my legs are not.
Your arm maybe, but not your legs. And you got the
Yeah,
arm
not
fixed
yet.
too.
I fixed my shit up.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm like, wait, hold up. Wait a second. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, anyways.
I mean, we can damage your legs if we want.
No, thank you.
I would figure as much.
Or I would most definitely prefer to be walking.
I would assume as much. So yeah. Was there anything else you wanted to talk to this guy about?
But you did mention that they have spies or ears everywhere earlier.
Indeed, they they've grown quite large as a group in the last, I don't know. I just know that things that are being talked about in private have been found out. That we don't know how they found this out. It's just they know. One can assume it's through magical means, but no one for certain.
If it's through magical means, then our conversation will likely remain secret. Owing to some well done work.
I need to look up a spell later. Don't know nothing about it, but yeah. Anyways, so I don't know what to tell you honestly, other than that we could assume, but it
There's one last question before we end this.
okay.
Is there a particular place that they seem to gather around publicly?
No, they don't stand out that much only because they don't gather. No one's 100% sure who's with who. Excuse me. they have a symbol of a Tara with the scales, but this is the only thing I know. I anyone that's ever seen the scales typically don't get away. And the only reason I don't remember much past that is because I was fearing for my life trying to get out of there.
Right. Well, stay safe.
I intend to. That's why I came here.
I guess so.
Was there anything else?
Not really. 1 second. Let me just read something. It's not gonna be. That's not gonna be relevant. Well, I guess see you and have fun with your new life.
At least we'll try. Safe travels to you, especially if you go to the north. He looks down. He looks at Sarvati, then looks at all y'all.
As I said earlier, our job isn't necessarily safe.
I hope for the best for y'all.
Same for you.
And with that, he will walk out the temple.
I'm gonna bring Sovereignty back to the infirmary, and then I think I'm gonna go check out the library
Okay.
afterwards.
So, what are you going to do in the library?
I'm gonna research about the specifics of this the specific sewer system of Sylvance or architecture. Maybe even if they have them, which I doubt, building plans. As much as I can find before our departure and accounting for sleep and such.
Well, and the way it sounds like you're doing it, it would still be 1 gold.
All right.
Yeah, give me an intelligence check. I don't think there will be a lot of information on this, but yeah, just give me straight intelligence.
Still worth it then. So,
Yeah.
intelligence mod.
In this library.
Still a decent roll, honestly.
With a 17, I don't think, even because the thing is that you're in a completely different city, so the check would definitely be difficult in this case. But I think you would still find out a little bit about the layout. At the very least, you would find a map of the general like city, like how it looks. Let's see if I can't find it. There it is.
That may be useful. Assuming they'll be fine with us. Okay.
There's the map for y'all. You would definitely see this is like a kind of like a layout of the place. You wouldn't find out much more than probably like just this map. Mostly just because, like I said, it's a different location. So you're looking for information on a city that really you're not in the city for it, that it would be, you know.
Yeah.
Because you have to remember, there's only 1 continent, so kind of almost every city for themselves kind of thing at this point.
Yeah, so they probably wouldn't really try and keep records of other cities.
Or they would try, or more like they would try to, but people would be more secretive about it.
Yeah, in other words, I'd have to spend more time.
Indeed. This is if it was a week long, you probably would get more information. Or at the very least, you would realize something that may not be noticeable if you had only been researched. If you comparatively to researching like only like an afternoon's worth of time.
Right.
So yeah, you do at least get that map. Like that was information that you didn't have before, because technically Artorias and Cal didn't have that information. The only reason I even really gave them that map is because that just was an easy way of indicating where things were. So so even really they didn't have that information per se on like where everything exactly was, but some of the buildings were so big that they were obvious. Like the temples themselves were pretty obvious.
So in other words, more or less convenient for you and me.
Yeah, kind of. But now that you have an actual layout of the actual place, like you could see these details and such like that.
All right.
I will say, excuse me, if you pay attention sort of to the map, you can see that the different. And where it says destroyed, by the way, it wouldn't say destroyed there. It wouldn't. It would probably be like an empty plot there.
Okay, so empty area, got it.
Yeah, the destroyed spot would be more like an empty plot on the map. As far as you could tell, though, looking at the map, you can see the walls around the place. But the thing is you notice a large temple on the back, which would probably be the Atara temple, as far as you could tell, is not inside those walls. They look, from what you can tell, there is no actual information other than this just large plot area that would be considered the Temple of Atara. Anything that's listed there is very vague.
Okay.
In other words, like you probably could figure from this that there's a very big lack of information about something that's so big. Like, surely there should be more about something that seems to be so majorly ingrained to this city.
Must be something that's secretive, of course. Alright. After finishing my research...
Cal and Artorias feeling themselves now. It's like, why didn't we go back and research?
Yeah, they probably are. Anyways.
Nah, I'm fine.
So he says.
We got screwed over several times, but it was a fun about it.
Don't die.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I mean, so far I haven't. I seem to have at least one person that's keeping me alive for a bit more.
Funnies for nerds.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyways, after my research, I'm gonna go buy a water skin and do something interesting.
Okay.
I'm gonna just DM this to you, so Braybar and Ravenmar can do their own thing, and I'm trying to do this secretly.
Okay, I'm gonna be right back. I need to go to the restroom, so you guys discuss amongst each other right quick about a few things. Just talk about maybe like what your plan is or something like that, and just kind of figure out what you guys want to do exactly for what time you want to travel tomorrow and stuff like that. I'll be right back.
You guys really taking your time, huh?
Yeah, I guess. I was expecting us to go at the same day, but if it takes only one day for sovereignty to regrow her legs, then we might as well.
I expected a knight in shining armor to come and save me, you know? Nope.
We aren't knights in shining armor.
Yeah, I know. Most of you guys don't even fight close quarters.
Well, that's not even true. Wait,
I fight close.
isn't Thorai a fighter? Wait, what's
No.
he again?
I'm a druid.
Oh,
I'm the
right,
fighter of-
you can do it.
Yeah,
I'm the
me
fighter.
and Braybar are druids.
Cal's the cleric that came with me, and our paladin is currently busy, so he's
Yes.
not around at
Wow.
the moment.
I guess 2/3 of us don't fight close quarters.
I mean, on the bright side, you guys are magic users, or that barbarian shouldn't be a problem for you guys. You guys don't know it from in game, obviously.
If only I had my shield.
All I have to say is that what my idea is going to certainly help.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Although Ravenmar and Braybar are probably going to get pissed at me for wasting something.
Meh. You're saying it's a surprise and that it's gonna piss people off, but it's obviously gonna be fun.
Just as long as I don't have to go in and save your ass, I'm good.
Oh no, you won't.
Okay.
Unless you happen to know any friends among this cult.
Oh, of course, Cal's having fun.
Well, I mean, we do have a priest of Atara, and these people like Atara, apparently.
So you all know that classic. There's always that one arsonist in the party.
You mean me?
Okay. So make that 2.
Well
Three.
then, apparently we're talking about arson.
Yeah,
Yes,
you're about to have 2
apparently-
party arsonists.
Why are we about to
Apparently,
have
we're
a
an
party
entire party of
arsonist?
arsonists.
Artorias
Well, I mean, I can-
supposedly is one. And I'm next on the bucket.
I like explosions, fires, and destroying stuff, so I am indeed an arsonist.
Mhm.
Why the hell do you think my sister seems to always keep me far away from TNT in any sort of video game?
Ay, ay, ay.
So let me add like 2 more things to that, by the way.
So you're gonna say you're gonna do okay? Well, like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna sneak off on your own to do this, or
Yeah, I'm sneaking off on my own to do this.
when are you doing it?
Probably sometime after I finish researching, so
I'd probably still be closer to the nighttime. Okay.
yeah. Who knows? Maybe they'll be open. If not, I'll do it in the morning.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
And there's my addition to that. So, here you go. Not great, but I'll take it.
Okay. By the time you go out, you're leaving the temple. You hear, you hear a door open from the altar room, and Sarvati walks out, and she looks right at you. She's like, "Where are you going?"
Going to get some supplies.
Supplies, you say?
Yes.
What supplies?
Some fun tools.
What are you planning?
Let's just say I hope they didn't do anything to Artorias.
Wait, repeat that. I accident.
I said I hope they didn't do anything too bad to Artorias.
Nor did I. But what does this have to do with your supplies?
Because let's just say these supplies aren't exactly the type that one would want to consume.
You mean stuff that doesn't blend with this? And she lights up a fire in her hand.
Exactly.
Why are you planning this?
Gotta take care of them somehow.
You do realize that if it goes out of control, it can burn down the entire city.
And I have my own way to deal with that.
Once again, if it gets out of control, there is no stopping it. And you want to burn down the city for no reason. That not everyone in that city isn't innocent necessarily, but not everyone there is guilty of something.
No, they are not. But I do not intend to use this exactly if I can avoid it. Which I'm probably going to avoid bringing this in until we have more exact whereabouts. That way
I
there's
remember right, it
less
did.
risk.
Look,
Uh,
you don't need to go buy supplies if you're trying to find something that's able to catch fire. I have means of doing that too.
yes, as do I. But having a little bit, how do I put this? A way to block off areas, especially with a little bit of, you know. And then also, what I meant, Thry's gonna like start casting a spell really quick. He's not gonna full on do it. He's just gonna show some of it, and then he's gonna like dissipate it. So he's gonna try and end it like halfway, but I'm still gonna burn the spell slot. So I'm just gonna, you know, summon a little bit of water from Tidal Wave to show up.
Somebody just sighs. She just looks at you as like, just be careful.
I will.
Save whatever you're doing for our enemies. Not.
That's what I intend.
I suggest you get some sleep though. We got the long day ahead of us.
That we do. After this, I'm going to go to bed, though.
Alright. Just all I'm going to ask is be careful.
All right.
We don't need more party members disappearing.
That is not a great thing.
Indeed.
Seriously, where are they disappearing off to at this point?
Well, I assume Cal and Artorias are in a fun situation, considering the things going to the north.
That's, yes, probably. The others, well, you know what happened to some of them, but...
Indeed.
Oh well, best not to dwell on it for too long.
It just can't be controlled.
That is true. I'm gonna, you know, start going out.
Alright, good night. Make sure you get some rest.
I will. Good night.
And with that, sorry to go back into the infirmary for now. And she will go to sleep. And yeah, you guys get another long rest. As far as what's going on with you two, Artorias and Cal, I'm going to keep that a secret for now.
By the way, how much would this all cost?
What's up?
How much would these things cost? Like what, a GP or something?
Depends on how many of them you're getting.
Just one of the one water skin filled up with a certain drink and those 2 flasks. That's about it.
The strongest stuff
As
would be for flask and water skin. Probably still for that much. Yeah, probably would be about a gold.
alright. I'll add it to my inventory and subtract the gold.
Okay. So yeah, everyone gets a long rest. Remember, when you get a long rest, you guys can change your spells. So, and depending on the situation, you can have certain spells that will be very good for certain situations. I won't tell you more, only because that's not for me to decide. That's for you guys to decide what to do. So yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. So with that being
Pretty
said,
sure I've done that.
what do you guys do?
I do believe it is time for us to head to the north to save, well, hopefully not save, but simply meet up with the two others.
Indeed.
Yes.
Well, do we all feel ready to go?
I'm
Mm,
ready.
indeed. Let's go
Well,
deal
let's
with.
make sure our rations are stocked up before we go.
I'm assuming that you guys have your rations stocked for now. So
All right.
And even if we don't, I have a spell that can make a ration for 1 day for each of us.
plus also you guys
Yes.
can hunt. So
Mm-hmm.
hunting, I believe for nature checks, I believe you can feed a group of like 5 or 6 if with a with nature
It's the
checks and stuff like
spell.
that. Well, I know that. I'm just saying, like, if you guys also
good point.
hunt as well.
Oh.
If I'm trying to remember, my nature check rules exactly for like when it comes to hunting. I'm pretty sure it'd be like you could feed like 5 or 6 people with it.
Hopefully, I don't hunt something too, extreme.
I doubt that. I if only way I think that would possibly happen is if you roll bad. But with that
Or
being
if I
said,
was hunting the white rabbit from Monty Python.
hey man, look, don't give me ideas.
The rabbit of Carbonite.
Okay, so honestly, I think we're gonna end that here because honestly, I don't really have a lot for you guys today. Like, I wasn't sure what to expect today, but at the same time, I was like, it was more supposed to be kind of a lax episode in a sense. Because last week was
Okay.
a little more action filled. It wasn't super action filled last week, but at the same time, it was pretty, yeah. So yeah,
Kind of like
It was an interesting one.
shopping episode, I guess you can call it.
well, you guys had the shopping episode on your own.
Well, it's quite hilarious. Yes,
Yeah, well,
totally worth it.
so with that being said, I am going to end this episode here. Before we go, as always, I would like to go ahead and get a rundown right quick of what you guys thought. So starting with Artorius. Cal, you will be next, so go ahead and start typing up what you thought.
Rather interesting. Wish there was a bit more involved with us, but honestly, I'm quite fan of what we got. Especially since, well, honestly, now that I think about it, I probably should have asked that guy a few more questions, but he's keeping me alive, so it's probably best I don't take advantage of what little kindness he's showing me out of everybody else.
Well, all I can say is, like, there's reasons why I'm not focusing on you guys, because there's things that I don't want to talk about necessarily in front of everyone, so I'm trying to keep it down low.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want people in this. That's what, like, I limited on how much I had you guys do, only because I don't want, because it's like they don't know necessarily what's going on there.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I gave you that information was something to work. Was something to work with in case certain roles happened, but they didn't happen as well as I would have hoped. So yeah. Anyways.
Oh, thank God. So we are absolutely just gonna be thrilled afterwards. Thank God.
Well, no. There's. Yeah. Anyways, if I try to explain, it would give away too much stuff. So never mind. So yeah.
Understandable.
So yeah. What was your thoughts about today's, like, the good and the bad?
Had fun. I have some form of idea what Therai is thinking, but at the same time, I also don't.
Fair enough.
Oh, I mean, yeah, because from what it sounds like, he's thinking of like making some type of flammable bomb.
Who knows?
To add on to that, I just realized that our druid friends, or
Technically,
brave
Thry is a
part.
druid too, so.
Oh yeah, huh. Either way, to add on to that, they could possibly, add herbs to make like a sort of poison. So it probably could be like, a poison bomb or something. But hey, not sure what he's doing, but I doubt he'd make a poison bomb.
Yeah, there's not much controlling a poison bomb, to be fair.
Yeah. Pretty sure if we threw it on a building, you're all gonna be fucked.
Yeah, maybe. Alright, so yeah, Cal, thoughts? And while Cal gets a chance to type up, then two major happened today since using my phone as a pain. Fair. Honestly, the biggest reason I'm also holding off from doing too much major stuff right now is because I don't want Pink to miss out on the major stuff. Not fair to him. Plus, there's also like aspects that Pink could add to this that I honestly am kind of like, if I don't have him here, it's not. It just feels weird, honestly.
So big ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
Understandable.
So I'm kind of like biding my time. Plus, also there was just a little more lore added to this via doing the stuff that I did today. So it wasn't the most exciting episode, yeah, but at the same time, it's kind of important information still.
Yeah.
So with that being said, okay, Braybar.
Was pretty good. I do indeed a staff though, so not sure if you saw, but I had DM'd you that someone told me that Hebe gave me the staff. So I think I might have it. I'm not sure.
Okay, I'll look into it a little bit later. I was going. When did you message me this? It was, what, yesterday? When did you message me to do this? 11:09. Today's the 13th. Wednesday. I'm trying to remember what I was doing Wednesday exactly.
Yeah. I've watched the recording for that.
Okay, I've been pretty busy this week. That's why I might not have looked into it too much, but I do know what staff it is off the top of my head. I'll make sure to do tonight, later, sometime, is to go ahead and I'll put the staff into your inventory myself.
Okay. And do I know what the staff does?
I will give you that information later, only because I need to double check to make sure I'm 100% sure which one it is.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I know which one it is, but I'm going to double check just to make sure. And I sadly do not have the time to do that right now because I am going to my girlfriend's after this. So.
Okay. And one more thing. I heard that someone's plan might involve tidal wave. I also have the spells, so.
Well, that's up to him if he wants to include you. To be fair.
All right. Well, that's it.
Okay.
I'm happy about it. I'm glad we didn't do anything too major, so Pink can get here and enjoy as well.
Yeah, to be fair, I just feel like it was one of those things that I feel this adventure is this part of the adventure is gonna need him there too, and I feel like there might be something that comes up with him too. I'm not 100% certain yet. It just depends on what happens. So I want to make sure that he has a chance in case.
Right. I'd honestly like that too, because I wouldn't want him to miss out on this. I think it's going to be pretty fun when we go to see what's up.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of excited to see what happens.
Hopefully Artorias doesn't die before we get there. You know?
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Hopefully.
I'll go ahead and do a roll for that right now. It's something.
Oh shit.
Interesting. Interesting indeed.
Well, I hope I didn't just I hope I didn't cause your death.
Well, all I'm gonna say is I rolled a 19, so someone make a note of that.
Ah,
Okay,
shit! Come on.
I'll make a note.
What that means is you don't know. Could be bad, could be good.
Every day, that's on your ass, all right?
Oh, it's gonna happen regardless.
Yeah,
So
I
no,
know.
it's not on the
my
rye.
head.
That's just something I was just like, you know what? I might as well check it now.
That's just luck of the dice.
Exactly.
Unfortunately.
Now the 19 could be good, could be bad. I'm not saying.
And you shouldn't. I'm very interested.
All I know is that if you guys go back to watch the stream, like you'll just be seeing me smile this whole time. It's like, yeah.
Mhm.
Something's gonna happen.
Yeah, you know what's up. We don't.
All right. So, with that being said, Stein.
Well, don't have a lot to complain about.
I mean, not
Yeah,
a lot
that was a
happened,
little slow,
so
but
anyways, you were saying?
yeah,
Sure.
it's. I mean, I that's it. I just thought it was a little too slow. Not as much happening, but you
Not
know
every.
what?
I mean, to be
That's
fair, not
honest.
every episode needs to be a high, fast-paced kind of episode.
Yeah.
But
But
I do understand that
yeah,
it might have felt a little boring comparatively to like the last couple we've had. Because, like, to be fair, when you came in, we were going like straight into a boss's lair kind of thing. We had
oh yeah,
essentially started into that first session you guys were in with combat, then went into the next session with finishing that combat, then straight into a boss fight, and then the whole situation happened with sovereignty, and then you guys, yeah, there was a lot going on. So this is kind of like the first episode that's like been really like slower pace kind of thing.
yeah.
Because even if you weren't directly
But
involved, there was the combat at the end of last episode too. So
oh yeah. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I don't have a lot to complain about. No.
okay, was there anything you guys would want fixed from this episode? Like, I mean, I understand it was slow, so I don't get me wrong.
Not fixed per se. But I do have a clue that this was even possible, but my unarmed strike, no joke, does 0 damage.
Well, I think that's mostly because of the fact of your strength modifier.
Ah, I guess that makes sense. Okay.
Because I think an unarmed strike does 1 plus your strength modifier.
-3. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So I believe
damn.
unarmed strike does like nothing because like you got to think about it too. Unarmed strike is also thinking of like, are you striking someone that has armor? Are you striking like like striking someone with just straight up to like through regular clothes? Yeah, sure, maybe it would do some damage, but this is assuming just all spectrum of the thing, so it's just averaged out almost. So it probably would do 0 for that purpose. Plus, also you have a strength of 4, so it's like that's not very strong. That's weaker than the average person in general.
It's weaker than a mouse.
Hey, man.
A mouse does at least 1 point of damage.
Yeah, but that's with a bite. Technically not an unarmed strike. That's something different. But anyways, so yeah. That's going to be the end of this one today, guys. So yeah, sorry I haven't been streaming lately for those that are my actual viewers. I've been busy with things, just getting things prepared for a lot of things going on. There might be some different streaming going on this week. Just depends. I might have it. I might attempt to play. Words. I might try to stream Pokemon Scarlet this week. I don't know for certain. Like if I could find where my video card or my game capture card is, I might try that, but I don't know for certain. I'd have to find it first and then find the cords for it. So that is that possibility this week. Yeah, I don't know. If I don't do a stream, I'm not sure what's going to happen on Friday because I'm probably going to be I am no, I know I'm going to the midnight release for when it actually releases. I don't know how long I'm going to play it, so on and so forth. But with that being said, thank you all very much for joining me here today. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much for your support, and thank you for joining me in the gaming.